Hi guys, welcome back. So as promised, this is going to be a Photoshop, kind of a Photoshop tutorial for you. I apologize for the shadows and the lighting. The weather is really bad here right now, and so yeah, and the dogs are afraid of the weather the way it is, so y'all will have to forgive me in the way that this is, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. So what I wanted to get on here and show you is how I make, I don't know if any of you guys have seen these in my Etsy shop yet. Let me get to it. Let me see. They may be at the bottom down here. These floral art trading cards. I am going to show you how we can create these and how I created the ones that are actually in my Etsy store right now. So the art trading cards are 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And so it's still kind of in the Adobe Photoshop family. So this is what I've done is I went into Illustrator. I'm going to do custom size. I done 11 by 8.5 inches, and same thing, pretty much just like it is with Photoshop. And then I wanted to come over here to where you see the little square, and I hope you guys can see it. It's a little square right there. I clicked on that, and then I done the square because that's what I want to use to draw. And so then I just come up here at the top, and then I can just draw. And so I can draw until I get to 2.5 inches. Let me see right there, and then I need to come down to 3.5 inches. And so as soon as I get it at 2.5 by 3.5, just like that, then I'm just going to duplicate it, and I want to move it, and then I'm going to duplicate it again and move it, and then duplicate it again and move it. Okay, and so let me go up here. I don't like the position of this one, so I'm just going to take it over a little more. And so all I'm doing is just simply because y'all know I like to have my I like things to, and I don't know why I like that, I like to have everything kind of in a little bit of an order or what have you. Okay, so that looks better to me. So now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to duplicate this, and I'm just going to pull it down, and I'm going to duplicate and pull down, and I just want to line everything up, and that is too close together for me. So let me go back over here, and I'm going to move this one just a little bit, and you'll see I'm getting a little too big for my britches there, getting a little too fast. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one, and I like to get it in the crosshairs. So now I think I moved that one, so let's move it back down. And I want to duplicate, and then I want to bring it down, and it looks like I actually have 3 over here, and I do. So now I just need to bring this one to where we're in the crosshairs there. Okay, so I basically have my template for my art trading cards. Now the problem is, because it does not have a transparent background, I could have done a transparent background, and I'll show that I want to export it as a transparent background, but it's not going to export the rectangles as a transparent background. So that's when I use Canva. See, I told you guys I use all of this stuff quite a bit. So I'm going to custom size 11 by 8.5. Then I'm going to go to uploads. I'm just going to upload that photo that I just saved. And I'm going to click add. Okay. And then I'm going to enlarge it. Now the only thing is sometimes in Canva, when I go up here, I'm going to go to effects and I'm going to do background remover. Sometimes it will remove the lines as well. It looks like it done okay on this one. So now I'm just going to do file, save as, PNG, transparent background, download. And I know this looks like a lot of steps and there may be easier ways to do this. I'm just showing you guys my ways that I've learned to do it, because I don't know all the technical stuff that you might need to know to do this kind of stuff. I don't have a clue. I'm just telling you what works for me and how I've learned to kind of get around everything. Okay, so now I'm going to bring that photo in. I'm going to go to albums, and this is the photo. We're going to click done, and I don't know if you guys can see over here, but it is all transparent except for the because if I go right here and I hide this layer, now you can see, hopefully you can. Okay, so now that I've got that, now we just need to start building our cards. And so we can go over here, let's go to photos. I have some stuff in my photos. This is stuff that I've got like from Graphics Fairy. Some of this was public domain. So I've got like this is a receipt here. So I'm just gonna line it up, and I like to enlarge things so that I can actually see. And then I just start putting it inside of that square or that rectangle. So as you can see, there's our first trading card. So I just keep doing that. Again, there's so much you can do using this technique, and like I said, I am sure that somebody can tell you the correct way to do this and the correct way to make these art trading cards and how to merge them, and you know, and I'm sure that I could use a mask, but I'm working on my iPad, and so I want to do all of this on my iPad. So that's why I have my little cheat ways of doing it. I apologize for the dogs in the background, but they don't like this weather. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just coming along, and you'll see that I am just basically just filling in the squares with the papers and stuff that I want there. Let's go back to albums. Let's see what all I do have that I can fill it in with. So like I could do the library card, and I will just get it as close to that as possible, and then bring it to it. And some of it may go over, and I'll show you how I deal with it going over, but I'm okay if it does. So this is literally how I do a lot of the stuff that you guys see that I've done. I've just figured out ways that I can do it. You know, and there's, like I said, I am sure that there are proper ways of doing this, and there may be ways that are easier and better and what have you, but I just do things the way that's easiest for me. So this may not be the best and easiest way for you, but that's the thing, is you find something that you can do. You know, if you're on a computer, you can easily do this by masking with a clipping mask. I have my computer. I could get my computer out. I could do it that way. But a lot of times I do this stuff while I'm on the go. When I'm at lunch break, I'll do it on my lunch break at work. So I don't always have my big computer right there with me. So I just want to do, I wanted to figure out a way that I could do it you know, when I have the chance to do it, because I don't always have 30-45 minutes that I can just sit down and work on something. A lot of times I am just, you know, I'm rushing to get things done. So that's why I do it this way. Okay, now on this one, hang on, I just dropped my watch. I was trying to get it charged because we're trying to get everything charged right now because of the weather. Which I don't think it's charging. Okay, there we go. Which I do have some little video clips to show you at the end of this video. So as you can see, I let this go outside of the that line area a little bit. So I'm just going to get my eraser and I'm going to get it down to a size that I can work with, say like 10. And I'm just going to go through and just erase right up to that black line. So anything that's over that black line, I'm just going to, and because I'm working on the layer that the, like this invoice is in, I'm not going to erase my black line. Now, if I were to say go in, I could go right here and I could go too far. It would do that, but that's why I just go right up to the black line and I just kind of clean it all up a little bit. That's all I'm doing. And most people probably would not even notice that little tiny bit that's outside of the line. Like once I get everything done and I have it on Etsy, a lot of people would never even notice that, but that's just how I am. And so now I just click the layer that has the blue one and I'm just looking, and it actually, it's okay, I believe. So there is a little bit on this library card, so I'm going to click that one. I'm going to go to my erase tool, and it's just the same thing. I just want to butt it right up to that black line. So that's all I'm doing. And I got a little too far over, got a little too happy. So I hope all of you have had a wonderful 4th. I hope all of you guys are staying safe. I know that we are in full hurricane prep right now. We are getting more and more in the center of the cone, which that's the one thing with, you know, hurricanes is we have learned that I don't care what the cone shows. You know, we're on the Gulf Coast, so if it's in the Gulf, you better be ready, because it can be going one direction and, you know, the forecasters can be saying, oh no, everything's fine, it's not going to go here, you're safe. Don't ever, 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 ever listen to that. You need to always be prepared. And as you can see, I'm just turning this in all different directions until I just do it in a way that I can work on it. And again, I'm just getting this stuff, just whatever's on the outside of that black line again. So I just want to look at this. Just want to see if there's any of this that I really need to do, and I think it's all going to be okay. Well, this one has some on the outside. I'm probably making you guys sick the way I'm turning it. And I just click the layer that I need to work in to erase whatever it is that's on the outside of that line. And then I will show you, once we get this done, I will show you how I add to. And I went inside a little too much, so we're just going to do this. Okay. So I think that looks good. Now I could work with it like this and add images on top, but I really don't want to. So I'm going to export this as a JPEG. I'm just going to save that image. Now I'm going to go back out here to Photoshop I'm going to go back to create new, again, white background. There we have it. Now I'm just going to go to photos, and I am just going to pull that photo in of the cards that we just created. Now, what I want to do is I want to put some kind of floral accents on these cards. Now, I don't know what all I have saved in here floral wise, but we can look. We can just take, okay, so we have these. Let's work with these. So we've got this one. So as you can see, it's on a transparent background. So I'm just getting it right about where I want it to be, and I'm just enlarging it however I need to. And then I'm just going to reduce the transparency. And then I'm going to do the same thing again. And so there we go. I'm just going to reduce this, bring it to where I want it to sit. Done. And I'm going to reduce the transparency. And so this is all I'm doing. So you can see, I mean, like I said, I'm sure there is a proper way to do this. I have no doubt, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what to tell you it is. I'm just showing you what I do that works for me. Because if it's something that I can't think about, shoot. I know there's like all kinds of certain technical terms, and I have studied. I do have the video to finish up where I go through the different blend modes with you guys, because I did study to learn that stuff. Yep. Because I wanted to tell you guys all about it. So I hopefully will get that done soon, but you know, it has been crazy here. And now that we are like in hurricane season, I know there was one year, I don't even remember what year it was now. We literally had a hurricane every single weekend without fail. Like every weekend. So you just kind of get used to them. You just, I have learned, I have a very great respect for nature. I know that it is nothing to play around with. You know, as far as, you know, the different hurricanes and stuff, if it's, say, a category 1, even a mild cat 2, I'm okay with staying put. Because most everything is, you know, can withstand that. You just may be inconvenienced to where you don't have power, that kind of stuff, but for the most part, you're going to be okay. But when they start talking anything above that, I don't play games. I've seen too much. I start making preparations to get out of here. So like right now we have our bottled water, and that's the other thing. Some people will go out and they buy so much bottled water. And I'm like, how much bottled water do you normally drink? Like when it's not a hurricane? Like, do you go through that much water? And if you don't go through that much water, to, you know, and I know you need water like for the different things that you may need, you know. My thing is freezing up, so that's okay. Y'all see how it froze up? So I may have lost some of the design, but I won't have lost much. So I'm just gonna wait until it can catch up with me. See, I'm faster than the iPad. Yep. Okay, so it is being crazy. So let's hope I didn't lose a lot. But if I did, we can redo it pretty easy. And it looks like I lost most of it, but that's okay because I can easily go back and recreate it all. You know, at least it saved most of my stuff. It's just, I don't stress over stuff like this. Losing a little bit of an image that I can easily recreate does not stress me. I do have my, I have it set on like an autosave feature, but there's sometimes that it's too much. That's why I try to keep all of the stuff closed out. And my iPad, I got the one, it's the 2021 iPad Pro 12.9, and I got the one that has a lot of the memory and storage space and stuff so that I can do this kind of stuff on it. But even at that, you can't just like, you have to close stuff out or else you lose stuff, kind of like what I just did. But again, it's not the end of the world. There are worse things in life that could have happened. So if that's the worst thing that happens to me today, I'm good. So my husband and I, you know, our AC has been messing up, and we had the AC guy out last week, and he had to put a pound of Freon in it. And he cleaned some stuff on the outside, and then I got home that night, and yes, the house was cool, but my house was flooded. Like, my hall was completely flooded coming up into my craft room. So I had to get the shop back, and I had to clean all of that up, and then I went out to the outside unit and tried to clean the drain out there. I don't know. Anyway, it was bad. So last night when I got home from work, the unit was froze up again. And so I just, like I said, they don't stress. I told my husband, I said, we're about to have a staycation. So I rented a room last night at one of the fancy hotels here in town, which thankfully I was able to find a room on such short notice. And we went there and we stayed last night. And it was wonderful. We had AC. You know, it wasn't flooded. So we just enjoyed it. We went to one of my favorite places to eat. It's called Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill, maybe. I don't know. It's like a New Orleans style. And oh my God, y'all, I had fried green tomatoes. And they serve it with chipotle aioli on a bed of lettuce with some feta cheese on top of it. I had that, and then we sat out on the balcony of the little restaurant and we watched fireworks. Okay, so now we have just made 8 art trading cards. I'm going to export that as a JPEG, save image, and there we go. So let me just pull it up in Canva just so you can see them. I don't know what this is that I'm doing right here. Oh, that was let me just go to add page. I'm going to go to uploads, photo library, all. We're going to add that, and we're going to bring it to the paper size. Okay, guys, so we're going to call that today's video. So we went from this, well, actually we went from here, creating our area that we were going to use for art trading cards. We went from that. Then we went into Canva and we erased the background so that we were left with just the lines for our art trading card. So they were 2.5 by 3.5. Then we went over here to Photoshop, and this is where we added everything. We added our In this one, we added all of our images of our receipts and documents. Then once we got that, we took that photo and then we added our flowers, reduced the transparency of them. And then I have just put it in there. So there you go. We have art trading cards. So you can do this with any of the stuff that you do. You can do it with, if you're wanting a postcard size, you can do the same thing. You can go into Illustrator, you can draw out the frame size for your cards. Then you can take it to, Canva. And I could have left the background on the cards. That would not have been an issue, but I just like working with it all transparent. So but anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will keep you posted on how things are here with Elsa. And at the end of this video, I am including some little video clips of the weather today. And like I said, Elsa is still several hundred miles away from us. So for you guys that aren't in Hurricane Alley, Hurricane Central, just gonna let you know what we go through. So thanks so much, guys, for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. There we go. And I think it's still several hundred miles away.
Well, I got a report or a notification on the phone that there was lightning detected.